Welcome back to the deep dive. So today we're tackling what you might call the last mile problem in professional AV.
Oh, yeah.
We're looking at some data from HDTV Supply for a piece of hardware that, well, it claims to solve one of the biggest headaches for installers.
Let me guess. Getting a perfect 4K signal across a huge room without a mess of cables.
Exactly that, without ruining the architect's clean, minimalist vision.
Yeah, that's the classic tension, right? The client wants this giant, beautiful screen that looks like it's just floating on the wall.
But physics gets in the way.
Physics gets in the way. You have to get a massive amount of data to that screen. And anyone who's tried knows a standard HDMI cable just gives up after about 15 feet.
Right. So the device we're looking at is the Kramer WP-789R. On paper, it's a wall plate receiver. But looking at these specs, it's not just some passive connector. This thing's doing some heavy lifting right there inside the wall, isn't it?
Oh, it has to be. This is active HDBaseT technology. It's designed to take a signal that's traveled, say, 130 feet over a standard network cable.
Just a normal Cat6 cable.
Just a standard twisted copper cable, and it actively converts that signal back into HDMI right there at the screen.
Okay, let's talk about that distance, because long reach is a term I see thrown around a lot in marketing. What are the actual hard numbers here?
Kramer's specs are pretty specific on this. If you're pushing a full 4K signal at 60 hertz with 4.2.0 color, you're good for up to 40 meters. So that's about 130 feet.
And that 4.2.0 color sampling, that's the key constraint, right? You're basically compressing the color information just a little to save bandwidth.
Exactly. You're hitting the ceiling of what that copper cable can reliably handle over that distance. But honestly, for a conference room presentation or digital signage,
You'd never notice.
you'd never, ever notice the difference. And if you drop the resolution to 1080p, the range almost doubles to 70 meters. That's 230 feet.
Wow. Okay. That's significant. That'll get you from a server closet to, say, a projector in a large church or an auditorium.
Without needing a booster or repeater somewhere in the middle of the ceiling.
And that's the real win here, isn't it? Signal integrity.
It is, because every time you add another piece of hardware in the chain, you're adding another potential point of failure. This is designed to be a straight shot.
So the other half of this is the form factor. It's a 2-gang wall plate. My concern with any in-wall tech is always the depth.
A very valid worry.
If I'm using a super slim TV mount, is this thing going to stick out the back and prevent the screen from sitting flush?
Kramer seems to have thought of that. They market it specifically for in-wall deployment right behind flat panels. It fits standard US, EU, and UK boxes. The whole point is for the receiver to just disappear.
So ideally you install it and you completely forget it's there,
Yep.
but you still need to power it. And active receivers usually need a bulky power brick. Please tell me I don't need an electrician to install a whole new outlet behind the TV just for this.
You generally won't have to, no. It supports PoE.
Power over Ethernet. Okay, so it's drawing its power from the transmitter on the other end of that network cable.
That's it. It auto-senses the power. If the source matrix provides it, the wall plate just wakes up. No local power needed at all.
That's slick.
Though I see on the HDTV supply page, it does still come with a 12-volt adapter in the box.
A backup plan. I
Yeah.
like that. Redundancy is never a bad thing on an install. So what about control? Are we just sending video or is this a full data pipe?
It's the whole package. You've got RS-232 and IR ports right on the front. So if your control system in the closet sends a power on command,
It just passes it right through to the TV's IR sensor.
yep, you're extending your entire automation system along with the video signal.
And audio.
It's robust. Up to 32 channels of uncompressed digital stereo. We're talking Dolby True HD, DTS to HD. It handles it.
So you could use this for a high-end home theater screening room, not just a boardroom.
Absolutely. The audio is not going to be your bottleneck.
Okay, so this sounds like a very solid professional piece of kit. Usually when I see Kramer and HDBaseT on a spec sheet, my wallet starts to hurt. Is this going to blow the project budget?
You know, you'd think so, but it's sitting in a surprisingly competitive spot right now. HGTV Supply has it discounted to around $348.
Down from over $400.
Yeah, down from about $435. And when you think about it, for a commercial-grade piece of hardware that removes the need for expensive fiber optic HDMI cables or those clunky mid-span repeaters, the return on investment is there.
You're paying for the clean install and the reliability, really. It replaces a separate box and the cable clutter that comes with it.
That's the whole takeaway. It's about making the infrastructure invisible. The best AV setup is the one the user doesn't even realize exists.
It really makes you appreciate how much is happening behind the drywall. So here's a thought for you to take away.
Mm-hmm.
Next time you walk into a big, impressive conference room and that 4K screen just works, ask yourself, what kind of invisible traffic control is happening inside that wall to keep that signal alive for 100 feet?
It's always the gear you can't see that's doing the hardest work.
So true. Thanks for listening to this deep dive. We'll catch you on the next one.